Here's how Syracuse can beat Ohio.
You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Locked On Syracuse. I'm Jackson Holzer, and thank you for making us your first listen of every single day here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day, and we're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And on today's show, it is Syracuse Football game day. That's right. We are finally here. Syracuse Football and Ohio. They kick off at 3:30 this afternoon. And here are three keys for the Orange to get the W today. Now, Syracuse is a 17.5-point favorite on FanDuel. All right. So this is a game that the Orange, at least what the odds makers are saying, they should easily be able to win this game. But here are the three keys, starting with key number one, using size to their advantage. Okay. Ohio's three starting defensive linemen, all right, at least that's what their depth chart is saying, are all 6'2", and nobody is above 280 pounds. Okay. That's their defensive line. Already, you can kind of tell that's a little bit on the smaller end here with three down defensive linemen. Now, Syracuse's offensive line, in comparison, everyone is at least 6'3" and over 300 pounds. Take that in for a second. That means everyone on the Syracuse offensive line has at least an inch on their defender and at least 20 pounds on their defender. So we're bigger in the trenches, at least on offense, okay? Now, what does that mean? It means run the ball. Run the ball. You have LeQuint Allen, an all-ACC back. You got Yasin Willis, the true freshman power back. All right? Run the football down their throats. They're not going to be able to stop the run with their size and our size. All right. That's what I mean by using the size of our offensive line to our advantage. And I know we're all looking forward to watching Kyle McCord air it out, and I get it. I'm looking forward to it too, and I'm sure he will at times during this game. But you got such an advantage in the trenches. Just run the ball. All right. It shouldn't be that difficult to run the ball against this Ohio defensive line. Next key. Their quarterback, Parker Navarro, keep him in the pocket. That's what they got to do. Just keep him in the pocket. Navarro is in his fourth year as a quarterback in college football. He has only thrown 40 career passes and has only made one career start, which came last year against Georgia Southern in the bowl game for Ohio last season. But in that game against Georgia Southern, Parker Navarro had over 70 rushing yards. What does that tell you? This is an athletic kid. And I know Georgia Southern isn't exactly going to set the world on fire, but over 70 rushing yards in the bowl game is nothing to sneeze at. So we got to respect Parker Navarro's ability to run the ball as a quarterback. And this is going to be a good test for Syracuse in this regard. Remember, the Orange are playing Georgia Tech next week with Haynes King, one of the better mobile quarterbacks in the ACC, if not the country. Think of this as almost like a trial. Haynes King is bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, and overall a better quarterback than Parker Navarro. But if you can contain Parker Navarro, that is a good sign for how Syracuse could do against Haynes King. All right? So that's the second key. Keep Parker Navarro in the pocket, because if you keep him in the pocket and with that crowd noise, it's going to cause a little bit of confusion for Ohio. That's where mistakes are going to come. That's where Syracuse is going to be able to take advantage on defense. It all starts with keeping Parker Navarro in the pocket. So the two first keys, using our offensive line size to our advantage, meaning we should just run the ball right down their throats, and keeping Parker Navarro, their quarterback, in the pocket. Now, coming up, The next key isn't exactly something I can quantify, but still, I'm going to consider it a key. Fuel up with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes, so no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore. Head to factormeals.com/LockedOnCollege50 and use code LockedOnCollege50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code LockedOnCollege50 at factormeals.com/LockedOnCollege50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Passion, drive, and patience, the formula for winning championships, is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit. Only available to U.S. customers. So the first two keys for Syracuse football are pretty tangible, right? Using our offensive line size to our advantage, meaning we should just run the ball right down their throats with LeQuint and Yasin Willis. And the second one is keeping Parker Navarro in the pocket, because if you do, he's only thrown 40 career passes. He is going to make mistakes on the road in a tough environment. All right, so those are tangible keys for Syracuse football. This third one, I'll admit, it's not super tangible, but it's really just feed off the energy in the building. Obviously, this is the most hyped I think many of us are for a football season in quite some time, because it feels like with the expanded playoffs and the schedule, the new head coach in Fran Brown, the talent that this team has brought in, there's a lot of excitement. All right, it almost gives me goosebumps as we're counting down to kickoff right now. So for the team, just feed off the energy. It's as simple as that. Be excited to play. All right, college football is back. Don't worry about losing. Just focus on winning, and we should be good to go. All right, I understand it's not a super tangible key, but in reality, this is a team that they should beat pretty easily. As far as a prediction, I said earlier that I think that Syracuse is going to win by 30 plus, and I am going to live up to that. I am picking Syracuse football to win 41-10. That's right. I think they are going to spank Ohio this afternoon. We're going to get off to a nice, strong start. We're all going to be feeling really good about this team, especially because a lot of teams in the ACC, quite frankly, haven't looked so good so far. And then next week is really the first true test for this team, playing Georgia Tech at home, a team that's going to be very confident coming in all likelihood, because they should beat Georgia State, right? They're going to be 2-0, maybe ranked. That's going to be the first true test, but we're going to be all excited. We're all going to be happy after Syracuse crushes Ohio this afternoon. Once again, I am picking the Orange to win 41-10. Leave a comment in the comment section below your score prediction and your keys to the game for Syracuse football this afternoon. We finally made it. It is football season. The next time you hear from me, it'll be the post game and how Syracuse does against Ohio. We're going to break it all down. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this video, click that like button. And if you really liked it, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you know right away when I am dropping the next podcast. And let's hope that Syracuse spanks Ohio this afternoon.